Hello, Penny here. Today on my garden podcast, a Pampas grass. I've never had one of these before because I've never really wanted to identify as a swinger. Now I've got to a certain age where I don't care what people think. It's marvellous, very freeing. Now there's a lot to say about what I'm about to do, some of which is urban myth, some of which is accurate, and well, let's just start with the task in hand. I'm basically going to put a plant into a larger pot. That's it. Stay tuned for more. And that plant is a Pampas grass. Now, I've gone for the option of a pot for it because I can't decide where to put it. So it's a classic, put it in a pot if you can't decide. Fine, fair enough. Now, this Pampas grass is going to be a big one, and I really want it to. We've got a big garden, we need a lot of height, we haven't got any sort of mature trees in the central bit of it, and we're looking for some, variance in height and movement and look. And the neighbours have got a beautiful Pampas grass, and I've just always liked them. However, it takes a bold person to buy a large Pampas grass, because there is an urban myth, you may or may not know it, that if you display Pampas grass in your front garden, it is a sign to everyone that you're a bit of a swinger. It's a very 70s phrase. For those of you who don't know what that means, look it up. However, we're going to ignore that because it's not true in this household, thankfully. But we are delighted by the large Pampas grass, and it's just gone to seed, which means there is a fluffy brush of seed at the top of it. It looks like a feather duster. Maybe that's what they use in swinging parties, like feather dusters and stuff. Anyway, so I'm really pleased with it. It's really come on. I'm going to put it into this beautiful pot. Now, I went to the local garden centre to support a local business, and I got sold a tiny Pampas grass. That's another story. And in fact, it is another story, and it's in another episode. It's called The Lady at the Garden Centre. Right, so anyway, the point of today is I managed to get my hands on a really big, going to be big, Pampas grass. It is currently, I'd say 4 foot tall, maybe 1.5 meters, something like that, and it's going to be ace. When I took the little Pampas grass back to the garden centre and went, look, it's still in its pot, here's the receipt, I've actually got the wrong one, silent brackets, you sold me the wrong one. I said, but I'm happy to swap it for something like a pot or another plant, let me have a look around. So I had a little look around, and nothing I really needed or wanted. I thought, I'll get one of those nice pots, the plastic ones that look like they're ceramic. I've got, and it looks beautiful, it's kind of got a moulding on the front, duck egg blue, green, something like that. It's very subtle, and it's going to look really good with this Pampas grass. But anyway, so I swapped it. I got this nice pot. Didn't have any holes in the bottom. Fine, a lot of them don't, do they? So you get your drill out and you drill a few holes for drainage. This one, oh God, I'm so annoyed at this garden centre. This one, I drilled a hole in the bottom and it split right across. Oh, so annoying. Anyway, I can't be bothered to go back to the garden centre and moan about it. I really can't. I just can't. So I thought I'd moan about it to you instead. And what I'd do is just fill it with soil and crocks and just hope for the best and put it in a big strong saucer and hope that my Pampas grass does not fall out the bottom of this pot when I next move it. I have to remind myself that it's actually got a big split in the bottom. Right, so what I'm going to do now is put it on a saucer. There we go. And then I can port it about in the wheelbarrow because it will be heavy in a little while. I'm going to fill it, and then I'm going to put my my large Pampas grass into it. Let's just offer it up. There we go. So we need quite a bit more soil in the bottom. I've gone for a bit of perlite as well. I thought I'd treat it, and I've got some lovely homegrown compost to fill this pot with. The crap pot, the inferior, expensive pot. What is that all about? Why do businesses sell crap stuff? Especially when it's made of plastic. You've got to have the view that you're going to be with it for years. and that it's going to serve you well when you're buying a plastic pot. You think, I don't want to be chucking it out anytime soon. These are the things I consider when I'm shopping. Will it last? Is it made of plastic? If it is it going to be with me forever and ever? Because it has to earn its keep. Right, let's have a look. Yeah, that's going to be fine. Okay, it's going to be a lot of backfilling. So anyway, I don't know how fast this pampas grass is going to grow and what it's going to look like this time next year. But right now it's looking super in this pot. I'm hoping it's going to be a fast grower, and I'm hoping also that before it gets too big, I can decide where it's going to go in the garden. I know already that it likes full sun. It's a grass, isn't it? It's going to like dry weather and a lot of sun. And I think, I know a lot of my choices in the garden at the moment are looking for plants, trees, whatever, that are keen in drought. I might have mentioned this before, but sort of drought proofing the garden. So getting away from things that need too much water. It also saves me a job of watering things, doesn't it? So it's a kind of lazy gardening. And but ultimately we are living with warmer climates. So there we go, looking absolutely splendid. And now the choice, of course, is where am I going to put the pot? And the answer is I don't know just yet, but it's going to go somewhere lovely so I can see it from the house and keep an eye on it and just check what it does. I've never had one of these before because I've never really wanted to identify as a swinger. Simple as that. Now I've got to a certain age where I don't care what people think. It's marvellous, very freeing.